Okay, this song, The Lonesome Tower of Jimmy Gill, I imagine to be based on a story well known in Newry, though I first heard the story in this book, this excellent book by Patrick O'Shea called Voices and the Sound of Drums. The story is told in the opening pages and concerns Jimmy Gill, somewhere circa 1912, I think, before Ireland was divided. So the peelers in this case are the Royal Irish Constabulary. Jimmy Gill, a steeplejack, had committed some misdemeanour, but he avoided arrest for this crime by climbing a local factory chimney. And apparently the bylaw said that he couldn't be arrested on a Sunday, so he would come down on Sunday and spend the day with his friends and then return to the chimney before the clock struck 12 on Sunday night. Anyway, this is the song. Came a knock upon the front door. It was the boys in bottle green, but Jimmy Gill ran out the back door, showed them that his heels were clean. The RIC were running always to Dundalk and to Banbridge town. They may as well have run to Galway. Jimmy Gill could not be found. Where Jim had gone, no one could follow, though he was sure that he'd be found. The peelers were all beaten hollow, without a clue and all cast down. At last somebody had to spot him. Who knows, it could have been the mayor. Said, "Jump, you fools, have you not got him? And tell me, who's that man up there?" A steeplejack, high upon a chimney stack, far above the town of Newry, above the judge, above the jury, above the long arm of the law. Well, the constabulary were most embarrassed. They could do nought but stand and stare at Jimmy perched up in his eyrie, looked down on them and didn't care. Says he, "I'll walk the streets on Sunday, for then the law cannot arrest. And just before the clock strikes Monday, I'll swing back up into my nest." On the stroke of Sunday he descended to the cheers of his supporters, and when to mass he had attended, he would wet his lips with porter. The day would pass with song and laughter, and he would live life to the fill. Then he'd remount his red-bricked haven, the lonely tower of Jimmy Gill. Through the weeks and months of summer, for 6 days he'd admire the view. The 7th he'd come down to earth, and his taste for freedom would renew. Till one Sunday at the party's end, he found his homeward way was blocked. The peelers said good Monday morning. Some dirty dog had fixed the clock. Well, he took the shackle on his arm, and he went to serve his time in jail. His fellows would all gather round, saying, "Come on, Jimmy, tell your tale." I says he, "Sure it was nothing. The peelers are but men of straw." And he would tell for one sweet summer he'd stretched the long arm of the law.